Two companies, same market, same precise moment in history. One became a cultural phenomenon. The other became an acquisition. The turning point wasn't about features or funding. It wasn't about who had the better engineers or deeper pockets. It was about who understood what users actually wanted, and more importantly, who had the structural freedom to keep giving it to them. Slack chose the enterprise. Discord chose the community. And that single choice, made quietly in the early days, determined everything that followed. By the end of this, you'll see why a platform built for gamers outmaneuvered a platform built specifically for corporations. You'll understand why dominance on paper doesn't guarantee dominance in reality. The lesson applies far beyond chat software. It's about recognizing when rigid structure becomes your greatest weakness, when the wrong stakeholder focus can destroy what made you valuable in the first place. The year was 2013. Two different visions of communication were being built in parallel, but they couldn't have been more different in their assumptions. Slack launched with absolute clarity. The mission was direct: replace email in the workplace. The strategy was straightforward: build a professional communication platform, charge enterprises for it, and watch adoption follow. They had venture capital. They had a sales team. They had the playbook that had worked for every business software company before them. Discord emerged quietly. It started as a side project, built by a small team for gamers tired of clunky, laggy voice chat. There was no enterprise pitch, no sales roadmap, just a tool that felt right to use, that got out of the way, that made people want to actually be in the space. On paper, Slack was the obvious winner. Professional branding, integration partnerships, immediate revenue. Companies were actively paying. The narrative was clean. Slack is eating email. Slack is the future of work. Enterprise adoption looked inevitable. But here's where the story diverges. Discord had something different. It had patience. Its funding structure allowed for a longer game. And because of that, something else became possible. Users weren't customers to extract value from. They were community members whose feedback actually shaped what got built. This is the critical difference. Slack optimized for workplace efficiency and compliance. It optimized for what IT departments would approve and what executives would pay for. Discord optimized for belonging and seamless connection. It asked a different question entirely. Not, how do we replace email, but how do we make people want to actually be here? Slack's strength became a weight: professional features, compliance controls, audit logs. These mattered to enterprise buyers. They added complexity regular users never touched. Discord's simplicity was a feature. Gaming communities became the testing ground for what real-time communication could become when you weren't constrained by what enterprises would pay for. Users drove the roadmap, not quarterly earnings calls. That's when you get platforms that feel alive instead of platforms that feel managed. Fast forward to 2021, Salesforce pays $27.7 billion for Slack. On the surface, it looks like consolidation. The world's largest CRM platform absorbs the world's dominant workplace communication tool. They'll integrate it, they'll bundle it, they'll make it part of the larger ecosystem. From a business perspective, it makes sense. But something shifted the moment that deal closed. Slack became part of a larger machine. A machine optimized for enterprise lock-in, not user experience. Every new feature now had to fit Salesforce's vision of the customer journey. Decision-making slowed. Roadmaps became aligned with quarterly earnings calls instead of what users were actually asking for. Think of it this way: the platform that had won by being nimble, by responding quickly to what communities needed, was suddenly constrained by corporate process. Features that mattered to users got delayed. Features that mattered to enterprise sales got prioritized. The incentive structure flipped. Meanwhile, Discord remained independent, completely autonomous. Throughout this same period, while Slack was integrating into a larger ecosystem, Discord was doing the opposite. It was becoming more responsive to its actual users. Voice channels evolved because users needed better audio. Screen sharing improved because communities demanded it. Community moderation tools expanded because the platform was listening to what server owners actually faced day to day. Every update felt like the platform understood something about human connection that the roadmap planners actually cared about. The user experience diverged sharply. Slack's interface became heavier. Not bad necessarily, just heavier. Compliance controls, audit logs, advanced admin features that IT departments needed and regular users never saw. These are valuable for security and governance. They're invisible to the person actually trying to communicate. Discord stayed lean, the opposite trajectory. It felt lighter with each update, not heavier, more focused on what mattered at the human level. By 2023, the numbers told the story. Discord had crossed 200 million users, not all gamers anymore. Communities of educators, open source developers, crypto protocols, mental health support groups, entire networks of people who chose Discord because it felt right. Slack had 750,000 paying teams, strong number, but the growth had stalled. The platform was consolidating vertically within enterprise. It went deeper with existing customers instead of expanding horizontally across new communities. One platform was growing horizontally, reaching across every type of human group that needed to connect. The other was optimizing for the customers it already had, playing defense instead of defining the future. Here's what this actually reveals about how platforms die and how they survive. A platform's soul is determined by who it's built for, not what it's built to do. Slack was built for IT departments. Discord was built for humans who want to connect. That's not a small difference. That's the entire game. When you optimize for the wrong stakeholder, you lose the thing that made you valuable in the first place. Slack had invested heavily in enterprise infrastructure. That infrastructure wasn't a bug, it was an asset. But it became a constraint. Every new decision had to protect existing enterprise contracts. Every feature had to integrate cleanly with the larger Salesforce ecosystem. Discord had no such baggage. It could pivot, it could experiment, it could evolve without legacy infrastructure slowing it down. This is the sunk cost trap in action. Slack couldn't move fast because it was protecting massive investments. Discord could move fast because it was building something people actually wanted to use. What could Slack have done differently? Kept the platform separate from Salesforce's ecosystem. Maintained autonomous decision-making focused on user experience. Resisted the urge to monetize every interaction and integrate every enterprise feature. Recognized that dominance in enterprise doesn't guarantee dominance in culture. But there's a deeper lesson here. This isn't really about chat software. It's about understanding what creates a defensible market position. Community loyalty is stronger than contract lock-in. User-driven innovation beats sales-driven roadmaps. The platform that stays close to what users actually want will always outmaneuver the platform, optimizing for something else. Slack won the enterprise, Discord won the culture, and that's the turning point. User feel beats features, community beats contracts, autonomy beats integration. This is what separates a billion-dollar acquisition from a billion-dollar platform that stays independent. When you're building, scaling, or deciding what to optimize for, remember that the wrong stakeholder focus can destroy what made you valuable. Apply this to your own work. Subscribe for more case studies and strategic business decisions.